Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. I'm Miss Lisa, and this is my YouTube channel of everything math and science that I want to talk about. And today we're talking about biology, and we're talking about animal behavior. So this is a pretty short video. It's a pretty short chapter if you're following along with the class. And so what I want you to do this week is I want you to take some time and watch some videos about animals. Watch you can watch the Disney ones on penguins, is very interesting. I want you to watch some documentaries on animals. And whatever animal you're interested in. You're interested in snakes? Go watch some snake videos. If you're interested in cats, go watch some cat videos. And also not just animals that you already know a lot about, like maybe cats, but go find some animals you don't know about, like shrimp or dolphins or something, because this video is going to be real short. Your reading is real short, and some of the labs, one lab you're going to be able to do, and it's fun, but the other one you're probably not going to be able to do because you would have to order vinegar eels. So anyway, that's what I want you to do this week. What I did last year is I combined these two chapters, 17 and 18, because there wasn't much to them. But I don't think I want to do that. I think I want you to do just 17 this week, and I want you to take some time to do some independent study. I want you to choose. You get to choose what you want to learn about, and I want you to learn about some animals. Different animals. All right, so animal behavior. How all animals, including us, respond is we respond to a stimulus. So like I saw a delicious coffee from Chick-fil-A that I wanted to drink, and so I did, and now it's all gone. So the stimulus was the delicious smell and look of the coffee, and then the response was I drank it. So it's all gone. I wish there was a little more, but I don't need all those calories. But anyway, so stimulus response is what we do with our behavior. Now there's something called innate behavior. There are behaviors you do that you didn't have to learn. Like no one had to teach you to blink or to yawn or to smile at your mom when you were a little baby. That's one of the cutest things ever, is when some little baby's been nursing and then he looks up at his mama and smiles when they're just weeks old. Just darling. So anyway, no one had to teach you to do that. It was an innate behavior. And those are usually pretty simple. Now, but a type of innate behavior that is more complex are instincts. So instincts are things that animals don't have to be taught. They just are born knowing, like how to migrate, how to fly south for the winter, or how to build a nest. You can take a bird that doesn't have any other bird to teach it, and it will know how to do things. It was just born knowing. Now, as humans, we are no good at this, which I always say that if evolution is true, we're just really bad at it. All the animals have all these great powers, like Beast Boy in Teen Titans. He's got all these cool things because we can't fly, we can't swim underwater and hold our breath like a dolphin. We can't, we're not born with great instincts. We can't jump like, even my cat. We don't have tails to be able to keep our balance. We're just really bad at it, it seems. But animals, on the other hand, have all these really cool instincts where they are able to do all this stuff without being taught. And your book talks about that. All right, let's see. And I'll tell you a little thing about that. So I live in the South, and but when I was a kid, I would watch cartoons, and it would be about the birds flying south for the winter. But for some reason, I didn't realize that I live in the South. So I remember looking outside and there being hundreds and hundreds, maybe even 1,000 birds outside in the middle of the winter. There'll be these huge flocks of birds. And I remember looking out there going, Mom, It's January, and there are so many birds in our front yard you cannot see the ground. There are just hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, of birds out in our front yard. When are these birds gonna fly south for the winter? My mom's like, honey, they did. They have flown south for the winter, and where they flew was here. And I was like, oh, I was expecting them to go to Mexico or, somewhere that's warm and tropical, like Hawaii, I guess is what I was thinking. Not Georgia, but our ground usually doesn't freeze, and the birds can still get insects, and that we don't have, according to the weatherman, we only get snow once every 2 years on average, so usually the birds can find plenty of food here. So in the winter here, instead of there being no birds, we have lots and lots of birds, sometimes huge flocks of really interesting birds will just cover everywhere. Bright yellow birds or just really interesting things. So if you like birds, Georgia's a pretty cool place to be in the winter to see lots and lots of birds all winter long. So there are birds who continue to fly south, and you can see it in your book where some birds migrate very, very huge distances, but there are some birds who migrate just to Georgia. Nowhere very exciting. If I was a bird, I'd want to go to Florida, but they seem to get here, or maybe they're just passing through, but we'll have huge flocks of birds. And also, when I was a kid, there was that movie, The Birds, Alfred Hitchcock. Now, it was an old movie by the time I was a kid, but you still knew about it, and it was just, and so there would suddenly be 1,000 birds outside my window, and I'd be like, oh, it's the movie The Birds. They're going to start killing us. When do we know to start panicking? And Mom's like, no. It's just a movie. You're going to be fine. So I really did not have very good bird biology as a kid. I was very confused. All right. So also you have innate behavior, but you also have learned behavior. Anything you learn, like how to read or how to play the saxophone, those would be learned behaviors. How to speak, how to sing. I have never learned that one. There's a lab that you're going to do where you're going to be writing your name. It's very fun. We had a great time with that last year in biology class, so be sure to do that. There are some special behaviors, things that have to do like with courting behaviors in animals and trying to find a mate. Those are very interesting. You should watch some of those also this week while you're going to take time to watch some documentaries. It's fun. We have these lizards that blow out their throats to be red, trying to get a mate, and then they bounce up and down. They're just fun. It's fun to watch. My grandmother used to have a neighbor who had a peacock, a peafowl. There's peahens and peacocks. She had a peacock, and he would spread out his tail. All of that is part of mating rituals. That's very interesting. Another thing that has to do with mating rituals is some animals give off pheromones. They're chemicals that can attract a mate. So sometimes they use chemicals or dances or all kinds of interesting things. There's also behaviors that animals have for finding food, including bees that do a dance to tell other bees where the food is. There are protective behaviors too, like animals will work together to protect a member of their society, like they'll put the young in the middle, and the animals with horns will all go in a circle around to protect the young. So you can see that. Let's see. Oh, this is the bird. What kind of bird is it? It is the Atlantic golden plover. Goes all the way from mid South America to the very north of North America in its migration. And let's see if it goes through Georgia. Let me look at this little thing. No, it didn't show it going through Georgia, but maybe it does, because a lot of birds go through here. So yeah, the penguin movie would be a good one to do. There's also parent behavior, parents who care for their young. Lots of different things, including pushing those little chicks out of the nest to get them to fly. All right, so that is chapter 17. Not a whole lot to it, but take the whole week with it and take some time to learn about just some animals and animal behavior. I think you'll be glad that you did. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.